That's
Sure.
it. And so everybody should know iShook Sports coming out, and Daniel's going to do that show. In addition, we're going to do iShook Market, which we're going to work about figuring out how to do a QVC type of channel where we actually test the products and give a full review and make a few character jokes, but virtually and maybe on set. That's going to be determined who's hosting that. And then we have iShook Crypto 101, where I'm going to be giving full cryptocurrency education and details of what cryptocurrency is, what it does, so on and so forth for the layman to understand what is happening, right? And hopefully divert people from making full bad investments, like i.e., do not invest in coins. I mean, you're most likely going to lose on a meme coin or a meme NFT. So I tell everybody, be careful with the memes. They're a little bit memey.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to get on the course and learn more about it. I mean, I've been around. I've watched friends of mine who've made billions of dollars, and I went in there on like Coinbase and a couple of places and bought a little here, bought a little there. A few of them have gone and really cheap stuff. 10 cents, 5 cents,
Right.
and some of it's up to 47. I mean, I look like a genius, but I didn't put $1 million in there either.
Right.
To make it pay off. So everybody wants to be the guy that bought Bitcoin at 22 cents. I mean, for sure. But
Well, again, everyone says that, by the way. Sorry for cutting you off, but it was near impossible. I knew about Bitcoin in 2009. I did research on it. It was near impossible for me to get that Bitcoin. Like, you had to
right,
be a real coder to get to that Bitcoin. It
right,
only became a dot, like, Coinbase only came out like 10 years ago, like, no, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I mean, like, all these exchanges came out very new. They're not from 2009. It took them at least close to 9 years to get to where they are now, where everybody can access it. So it's
right.
very easy to say I could have gotten it for 22 cents, but again, how, where, when? I tried it. It wasn't that easy.
I wouldn't have minded getting it at $200.
Right, that's even true. Right, no, I'm just trying to say people should feel they should have shoot themselves in the leg and beat
Right,
themselves up for it. That's all
right.
I'm trying to say.
But
Don't
but
feel like you lost, Daniel. That's all.
yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I mean, if I got in at $2,000, I mean,
Right, right,
just
right.
I think what you're going to find out is that, particularly if we have a currency problem here, which we could, if we were to turn over to a coin in the U.S., man, I'd love to be a guy who had Bitcoin at a couple of thousand on a coin, because
Oh, no doubt.
that thing's going to go up like crazy. But then, of course, you're going to have the opportunity to get the iShook coin and watch us continue to grow and watch its value
For
go
sure.
way up. Because if particularly if something happens to the American dollar, a coin is going to be the way to go.
Right now, there's a new scare. Saudi Arabia just announced that they might pull away from the USD. That's another huge. It could
Well,
be a huge hit, and that's on a condition if there's going to be any freezing of certain assets in Russia. I don't know. It's a huge game being played right now. I had a show with Adam Sosden. We spoke about the BRICS issue, right? Where
mm,
BRICS can be a huge factor. Your boy, what's his name from? I know you're connected with the guy from El Salvador, right?
President Bukele,
Yeah, Bukele, and the president. His adoption of coin took his country out of poverty. I mean, that's huge. That's
they
not a
were they
joke.
were they were criticizing this man of great vision, and he did things to clean up the streets there. He has done things financially. Only country in the world that switched over from coin, and he was American based, a dollar based country. Um, and when you now look at his ideas and the risks that he took as a young man, a relatively young man, to be president of any country, he's moving them up the ladder quickly, technology wise. They're just blowing up in that country right now. The sky's the limit. He's going
Wow.
to build Bitcoin City, and yeah, no, I'm heavily involved in him. I'm a follower and very, very loyal subject of this man, and he's a friend. So yeah, yeah, I like Nayib.
Yeah, I like his vision too, and I like the fact that you have the same vision as he does. Because I'm in the same boat without that with the cryptocurrency. I think that is the future of money exchange and transfers and actually interacting with people via money.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This guy's the bottom line is Bukele has balls. He does.
Oh yeah,
He does. He's a ballsy, young, smart man. That's what he is.
I mean, without not even just saying that, he did things that no one even thought was possible. I mean, what
Who's
he
la-
did.
who? Who's laughing now?
Yeah, exactly. He
Him.
is laughing right now.
And the people, listen, I said when I was down there, and I'll say it again now, people left that country in the 80s and in the 90s because it was a really tough place to live. And I had a very dear friend of mine move to the US, and she said, and she was a housekeeper. And she said, when I left, being a housekeeper in Los Angeles with two children was an opportunity compared to staying in my beautiful El Salvador that I love so much. She said, and I said to her, Josefina, you will know when things have changed, when people from Los Angeles want to move back to El Salvador because of what a great opportunity it is to be there. And they're starting to go. They're starting to move
Wow.
back because of Bukele, because of
Wow.
his family, his administration. I mean, this guy was very careful about how he selected the people and just had a shakeup down there where he found out a couple of people were doing things he didn't like and he ripped them out of their seats. I'm not talking like, you know, ministers of big programs. He prosecuting them. He doesn't take any shit. This guy.
Wow.
He's the real deal, man. So
Wow.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down and see him soon.
That's not bad. Wow. That's unbelievable. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
know that that's how, strict he is like that. That's how he's
Oh
like
yeah.
on top of the game here.
He's got like a 96 approval rating. I mean, some crazy. They're like the highest in the world. And he's got this huge approval rating. And you know what? He shows the people day in and day out. He's like, yeah, look, I am what I said I am. I am doing what I said I'm going to do. And if you mess with me, and I don't mean mess with him on a personal level, you can have a different opinion than him. You don't have much of a chance down there because he has such a high approval rating. But you can voice your opinion against him, but no one has any better ideas than him, and no one can implement ideas and take action like this guy can. He's rallied a corrupt country into being an incredible. They're going to lead all Central America. They're going to be the leader.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I think he has a couple of billions of dollars of Bitcoin as a reserve. Like that. You can't get better than that.
Yeah,
Pegging
no.
your currency on a Bitcoin reserve. I think he owns over 250,000, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 600,000 worth of Bitcoin. I'm not sure. I got to find out the details, but he has a huge reserve of Bitcoin. And don't forget,
Yeah.
now with the EFTs being approved for Bitcoin, his value is much more now. I mean, he's got futures value. I mean, that's crazy
He
what he's
listened to
done.
people. He listened to people from the Biden side of it that criticized him and that wanted to see him fail so badly because he had kicked the American dollar to the curb, and he decided to go with Bitcoin. You go 3 years ago when they were threatening to collapse the economy of that country because of his maverick attitude, Bukele's, and his great intestinal fortitude to stick by what he believed and his advisors had set forth and put and implemented. So, he's laughing now. I mean, I'm sure he's sitting there watching,
Right.
debates going on, kind of snickering a little bit like, oh, yeah, old man, well, guess what?
Yeah.
So
he,
good for
he's
him.
he's got the last laugh for sure. Daniel, tell us in the community, they want to know what's this background you got on Mount Everest? Why you got Mount Everest out of everybody?
Well, I'm going to wait until to give you the full dope
Okay,
on
cool.
what Mount Everest is on a live show that I will do on iShook for sure to make the official announcement.
Awesome,
But
awesome.
I am very inspired by the man who stands looking at the vastness of Everest, the highest mountain, the highest peak in the world, the closest you can possibly physically get to heaven while you still your feet are on the earth. And Everest has always intrigued me, so it's a symbol to me of great heights, which is what I believe I strive for in most things that I do, including the endeavors that I do with you, my friend.
I appreciate that. So everybody should know, stick to the next episode. We'll announce where Daniel will announce why is there a picture of Mount Everest in the back of his house right there in the portrait style.